Our streets need to be available to more than just cars.
E-bikes are changing the game in Denver, and now the city needs to keep up the pace.
Now would be a good time to accelerate those plans.
As thousands of new cyclists get ready to hit the streets, we're going in depth on their safety.
They need to be safer for all of us. They need to be accessible by all of us.
Plus, the future of Park Hill Golf Course is taking shape.
There's not a lot of spaces for us to showcase our talents or the things that we can do.
A long-awaited pre-development plan released as residents push for a more hospitable place to live.
This is a chance for us, the Black community, to be given an equitable chance to compete.
And we begin tonight with another round of thunderstorms on the way for some fragile areas.
A flash flood watch has now been issued for these burn scar areas in the mountains for tomorrow morning through the evening. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson joins us now.
And Mike, those storms could bring up to an inch of rain and quickly?
And quickly tomorrow. As much as we had scattered thunderstorms today, a more active day on the way for tomorrow with some slower moving storms that could drop some heavy rain in a big hurry on some of those areas. So the mountains mostly on the burn scars under either aerial flood watch or a flash flood watch for tomorrow, starting in the morning, continuing through the afternoon. Any thunderstorm activity that develops there, if it goes over a burn scar, could be some trouble for us tomorrow. Now, tonight, the scattered storms are gradually coming to an end. So our headlines heading into the weekend, the storms ending tonight. Tomorrow's a hot day, but more storms are likely in the afternoon. Some slow moving with locally heavy rain. It turns a slight bit cooler as we head into Saturday, but the triple-digit heat looks like it's going to return on Sunday. Your full forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, we'll see you in 15. Thank you, Mike. Efforts to reduce downslope flooding began for part of the Cameron Peak burn scar area today. Officials started mulching in the Pengree Park area. They plan to mulch about 4,700 acres this summer.
And you can always get 24/7 weather forecasts on your streaming device. All you have to do is download the Denver 7 app, and you can also get updates anytime on thedenverchannel.com.
Record gasoline prices pushed inflation up a staggering 9.1% last month.
According to Bankrate, the average person will pay $8,500 to commute this year. That's including fuel, maintenance, and fees like parking.
And there's another option growing in popularity that significantly lowers those costs and carbon emissions.
80% of all car trips are under 10 miles. And you might think you're traveling pretty far, but you're probably just stuck in traffic for a long time. And so when people realize that, there's no reason that an electric bike couldn't be your daily commuter.
The city of Denver is taking steps to encourage our alternative methods of travel, most recently through its e-bike rebate program, which has brought in thousands of new cyclists. We'll have more of that in a minute.
The first obstacle in facilitating this shift away from car culture is safety. Cyclists feel threatened by distracted drivers, ignorance of the law, and road rage. 2 cyclists were maimed, during Father's Day weekend in Jeffco. Both were hit-and-run accidents. And these are just 2 examples of the risks of sharing the road.
So the city has received more than 5,000 applications for its e-bike rebate program just since May. And tonight we are asking if the city is prepared to handle all those new bikes.
And are bicyclists and drivers ready? Denver 7's Rob Harris looked into the current state of the city's bikeways, and he continues our in-depth coverage tonight.
There was so much interest in the city's e-bike rebate program earlier this week that its website actually crashed. So now bikers are asking a follow-up question. Will we be able to build up our infrastructure enough to keep up with this surge in interest?
These are fabulous machines, so I challenge people to give it a try.
David Millis started e-biking when the pandemic hit, and he's been rolling ever since.
We don't even know what the price of gas is because we put less than 5,000 miles a year on our actual motor vehicle.
The city of Denver says e-bikes have been a game changer for people, allowing them to reduce their car use and even get rid of their second and third cars in some cases. Millis wants to see more of his neighbors join him in the e-bike phenomenon, but he says the city has been too slow in building out the infrastructure needed to accommodate more bikers.
Our streets need to be available to more than just cars.
According to a poll by the city, almost 60% said they're interested in traveling by bike, but they're concerned about safety while doing so. Protected bike lanes from traffic and neighborhood bikeways in particular are suggested for higher safety, but not everyone's on board.
The primary impediments that we hear are typically local neighbors saying, wait, what do you mean you want to change the street? Or what do you mean we're going to lose 2 street parking spaces. We've got supply line crises, fuel crises, the planet's on fire, literally in some cases, and some other stuff. So it seems like now would be a good time to accelerate those plans, maybe reprioritize a little bit.
The city of Denver launched a goal in 2018 to build 125 miles of new bikeways by 2023. So far, it says 103 miles are completed. With thousands more e-bikes pouring onto Denver streets through the rebate program alone, Millis and his fellow riders want to see even more.
Whenever you're planning to repave a street, put in bicycle infrastructure when you do that, because you have to repaint it anyway. What a great idea.
The applications for the July e-bike rebate program have been closed by the city of Denver, but they're going to open up another round starting August 1st. So if you're interested in that, we've got a link on thedenverchannel.com. For Denver 7, I'm Rob Harris.
And going further in depth, Colorado's roads are just getting more dangerous for everyone. The Colorado Department of Transportation reports the state is averaging 15 bicyclist deaths per year. That number higher than the 9 per year average from the previous decade. And I know that sounds concerning, but it is significantly less when you factor in vehicles. According to Denver police, 582 deaths related to motor vehicles were reported in 2021, the deadliest in more than 20 years. This year, 289 people have died.
And another perspective tonight, the environmental benefits of e-bikes are impressive. Now, according to the EPA, the typical passenger vehicle emits 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide each year. An e-bike is a zero emissions form of transportation. So even if you're just replacing just a few car trips with an e-bike, the difference is big and immediate. Now, the total number of e-bikes on the roads is unclear right now, but we do know that just since May, 5,200 people have applied for Denver's e-bike rebate. And the legislature this year approved another $12 million for a statewide rebate program. Also, Bicycling Magazine projects 1 million e-bikes will be sold in the U.S. this year. That's a 240% increase in sales from last year. Well, the city's e-bike rebate program will resume, as Rob said, August 1st, with 4 more dates after that. Now, half the rebates will be for lower income residents. They'll receive $1,200. Everybody else who gets a rebate will get $400. 2,000 of these rebates will be offered on a first-come, first-served basis. We have all the details on who's eligible and how to apply on our website, thedenverchannel.com.
New tonight, an arrest is made in the shooting death of a 17-year-old from Brighton. We told you about Josiah Gonzalez last night. He was shot Tuesday night while at Ken Mitchell Park. His mother telling Denver 7 Josiah was just about to enter his senior year of high school, loved fishing and hanging out with his friends. Brighton police say a suspect was arrested at a home in Commerce City and is being held at a juvenile detention center.
Well, the attorney for Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters has filed a motion to quash a warrant a judge issued this morning for her arrest. The warrant was ordered because Peters allegedly traveled out of state, violating conditions of her bond. Now, she has been accused of tampering with election equipment. Peters' attorney says he's not seen the judge's order by the time Peters left the state, and he says Peters emailed him and other attorneys about leaving Colorado. He claims he didn't notice she had those plans, and so he didn't have time to notify the court.
Former President Donald Trump said he is deciding when. I'm going to let you take that, Shannon.
Let me let this take over here. When, not if, he should announce a run for president in 2024. In an interview with New York Magazine published just today, Trump said, quote, "I would say my big decision will be whether I go before or after," referring to midterm elections in November. A source close to Trump says if he doesn't announce this month, it would likely be September, probably around Labor Day. Well, today, a Denver-based developer released preliminary plans for the former Park Hill Golf Course. And the plans could change still, but there are a lot of steps standing in the way of any groundbreaking. As Denver 7's CB Cotton shows us, the park's future has people from all perspectives weighing in.
Prepping plates and handing them out to customers.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
It's just the beginning for Alfonso Campbell, who dreams of one day expanding his business, AFC Wings and Fish. But sometimes he wonders where and when he'll get to do it.
There's not a lot of spaces for us to showcase our talents or the things that we can do.
For now, he sets up shop every Thursday here at the Park Hill Golf Course. But with these preliminary plans released Thursday by Denver developer Westside Investment Partners, Campbell feels new opportunities are on the horizon.
I do feel like this is a chance for us, the Black community, to grow, to expand, and to be given an equitable chance to compete in Colorado.
The 155-acre former golf course sits near one of Denver's historically black communities, Park Hill. For the past year and a half, the city says they've taken feedback from residents who live within a mile of the area. And now the property's owners and developers, Westside Investments, say these plans are in line with what those who live nearby want.
We think that our plan reflects the recommendations.
The developers' plans include a community center and a grocery store. There's also areas for shopping and affordable housing, and 100 acres would remain open green space.
We heard loud and clear that the community really prioritized parks and open space here, and so nearly 2/3 of the land will be parks and open space in our plan.
But others oppose these ideas. On the same day the developers' preliminary plans were released, a grassroots group called Yes for Parks and Open Space launched this site with a visioning of their own to preserve the area entirely for a park. But before any ground is broke on this stretch of land, it will take many more bureaucratic steps. To name a few, City Council will have to approve a small area plan that developers would have to follow. And after that, Denverites would have to vote in favor of the property being developed.
You got a 5 for her drop?
The golf course is a ways out from any of those steps. But Alfonso Campbell is hoping the golf course's future includes redevelopment.
These are things that are exciting. We can do things in our community, go to the store in our community, and not have to go elsewhere to get the things that we need.
Others saying the city needs to keep this untouched green space. CB Cotton, Denver 7.
Could have some big rains coming up for the mountains on Friday. Flash flood watches are in effect.
The summer heat is bringing lake warnings.
We don't want to get sick. You can't ingest the water. I mean, I don't want to get sick from lakes.
What you need to look out for before you or your pet jump in.
Plus, a positive way to find your center and maybe even a new best friend.
Pet your neighbor if they allow.